Hey, what's up? What's up? What is up? It has been too long since I have done a vlog and come to you guys. Life is just crazy. It gets in the way, kids, work, husbands, all of that. But we back. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope that spring, the start of it, is being good to you and you're being good to yourself and doing all of those things that you said you were gonna do. I know I am trying to, but you know, we get a little off track and that's okay. But as long as we circle back and we aim and strive for that consistency, we gonna be all right. So I told you guys I was gonna start sharing my lipstick colors with you. So today I am wearing Stepping Out by Smashbox, and it's actually the first color that I have purchased from them, and I really like it. It's in the nude family, but has a little bit of a pink undertone. So this is Stepping Out by Smashbox. So I want to talk to you guys today about the importance of setting short-term goals, or I want you guys to share and comment if you yourself are a fan of short-term goals and how they have helped you in any of your goal setting, anything that you're trying to achieve. I personally think that short-term goals are necessary for any long-term or large goal that you have for several reasons. Short-term goals help you to be more realistic in getting to your long-term goal. They help you establish consistency. There's that word again. Discipline. You guys know I talk about discipline a lot, but setting some short-term goals along the way to get to the larger goals are going to help you establish that momentum that you need to keep going. So I set a short-term goal to lose a little bit of weight, about 10 to 12 pounds in about 6 weeks, which is completely realistic. It's completely doable for anybody, no matter if you have a lot of weight to lose or if you have a little bit of weight to lose. And people who only have a little bit of weight to lose, it's actually harder when you get down to those last few pounds. But that is an attainable goal for anyone. You can do it in a healthy way. You don't have to starve yourself to do it. You don't have to work out like a maniac to do it. But I set that short-term goal for myself for spring, transitioning into summer. And so I have been changing a few things about my daily caloric intake. So I am limiting carbohydrates and making sure that most of my carbs are coming from vegetables and from a few fruits. I've got to watch my sugar intake with fruits because fruits are good for you, but if you are limiting carbohydrates, the carb intake can really stack up really quickly if you're eating a lot of fruits. So I have been doing that, and also transitioning into the next level at the gym. I am a runner. I love to run. I love cardio, and I love upper body work. It is the lower body work and the leg work that's not my favorite, but it's also the area that I need the most work. That is, in my opinion, that's my trouble spot. Those are the areas that when I look in the mirror, I'm like, man, like I really just wish that this wasn't my trouble area. So I have no issue with cardio. I love cardio. I love to run. But when you're talking about reshaping your body or doing getting a different look, slimming down, toning up, that takes more than cardio. You've got to do some weight training. You've got to do some resistance training. So I've been incorporating those things as I'm trying to attack this short-term goal. And it's working. It is working. You will find with your body craves consistency. So as you start to see those little results, as you start to see 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 5 pounds, and if you don't have a lot of weight to lose, let's just say 30 pounds or less, you're going to start to see those results even if you've only lost 3 pounds. You'll start to notice a difference in the mirror. You'll start to notice a difference with your clothes. So it doesn't take long if you are consistent and you are coupling a strategic diet plan with going to the gym consistently. And when I say consistently, we're talking about minimum 4 days a week. So you're working out more days than not. There's 7 days in a week. If you're working out 4 of the 7, you are on your way. But 5 is even better, especially with the short-term goals. If you really want to see some progress and do some damage on the scale, you want to be looking at 5 days a week with aerobic activity. Your heart rate is up for at least 40 to 45 minutes. And also watching your caloric intake, and you will definitely start to see those results within a couple of weeks. So with this short-term goal setting, I want to talk about 2 things that are commonly they are concepts and ideas that are thrown around, but not everybody understands them, especially if you're not deep into fitness. So I want to talk about carb cycling and explain that a little bit, and also talk about intermittent fasting. A lot of people hear that, but they don't really know what it is. So let's start with carb cycling. Carb cycling is a broad term, and it means just varying your carb intake either on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. So on a daily basis, it can mean carb loading at the beginning of your day, so front loading your carbs in the morning or after a workout, and then drastically reducing them or eliminating them as the day goes on. That can be carb cycling. Or on a weekly basis, you could have 2 to 3 days at the beginning of the week where you are intaking more carbs than you are in the latter part of the week. And that can be beneficial for many things. So a lot of bodybuilders and weight trainers use this technique because the way your body uses carbohydrates is interesting. Your body needs carbohydrates for energy. That's where most of the energy comes from if you are intaking carbohydrates on a regular basis. If you are not, if you are altering what's called your macronutrients, and your macronutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. If you are on a type of diet like the keto diet, where carbohydrates are nearly eliminated, then your body starts to pull from other sources for fuel. But let's stick with people who do intake a moderate amount of carbohydrates on a regular basis. Carb cycling can help you because it can give you the energy that you need for a certain amount of time for your day or for your week, and then it can start to pull from stored fat as you begin to go on the back end of your carb cycle. So that's just a basic crash course in carb cycling and what it means and how it can help you. I encourage you to read more on it. There's so much information. That's the great thing about the technology age that we live in now. You can find answers, incredible ones, as long as you look at the source where it's coming from, the article or the blog or whatever it is. You can find credible information out there anywhere. So if you're interested in how carb cycling can benefit you, do some research on it. But that's just a basic crash course in what carb cycling means. It just means changing the way you intake your carbohydrates strategically on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Intermittent fasting. A lot of times you hear those 2 words coupled with the keto diet or somebody that is on a carb restricting diet, intermittent fasting. And basically all intermittent fasting is fasting for large portions of the day. So what's most commonly done is people will stop eating at a certain time in the evening, let's just say 8 o'clock. And then 8 o'clock p.m., they will not eat anything until, let's just say, noon the next day. That is intermittent fasting. So you're fasting for the remainder of the evening of the previous day, and then you're fasting for a large portion of your awake time the next day. It can be beneficial. I actually intermittent fast on most days. Some days it's consciously and I do it intentionally, and some days it's just by happenstance. But I am a morning workout person. I had told you guys that my body just functions better. I have more energy in the morning, and I also need to work out on an empty stomach. I cannot eat and work out. I feel like there's just food sloshing around in my stomach, and it just makes me feel crazy. I can't run with any food. I do some coffee. I drink coffee all day, every day. So I have coffee in the morning, but I do not have anything to eat before my workouts. So I work out in the morning, and then I kind of let my body recover. I drink a lot of water, and then I start to eat something, especially when I'm in this short-term goal process, maybe between 1 and 2 in the afternoon. And usually I am not starving. I'm not ravenous. There are some days where I've had a really intense workout that I get hungry before noon or before 1 o'clock, but on most days I am fine, and my body has switched into burning stored fat for fuel. So intermittent fasting is just fasting for large chunks of the day and then intaking all of your calories for that day in a short time span. So again, if you're interested in learning more on that, read about it. There's so much information out there, and it can be beneficial. Both of those techniques can be beneficial for short-term goals. So if you have some short-term fitness goals, some short-term weight loss goals, or even long-term ones, I encourage you to adopt a regimen, a strategy that is going to work for you. You know yourself best, right? Be honest with you about what you're going to stick to, about what you like. And I'm not saying stick to only what you like, but you're not going to stick with a plan that you hate. You're not going to stick with a diet that is nightmarish for you. You're not going to stick with a boot camp that you dread going to every morning or every evening. So start with what you know you can stick to, and then push yourself within that. So when you find something that you do enjoy, or at bare minimum you don't hate, push yourself within that. So go more than twice a week, go 3, go 4 times a week. And when you find a diet that makes sense to you, challenge yourself to do it for longer than 2 weeks, longer than 2 months, and just see how your body naturally responds. But short-term goals can be great to get you to your long-term goals. So that's what I have for today. I hope that you guys will learn something and research more if you're curious about anything that I said. And as always, I thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you have not subscribed, what are you doing? Just playing. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Share. Please comment. I love to hear more from you guys and what you're doing and what you've tried and what has worked for you. So please comment and like and share this with somebody who needs it. As always, keep pushing. You got this.